everybody. So we are almost done with the ABCs of my Blu-ray library collection videos that I've done. We are on the letters U, V, and W. And I have a lot of W's and I have some X's and Y's, but not enough to make like a whole video of X's and Y's. So I'm going to be doing U and V, which I only have one of each. And I'm going to be doing 6 of my W's today and then the rest in my next video. So there you go. That'll be the last one of my ABCs of my Blu-ray library. And I hope you've enjoyed it. I know they don't get that many hits, but I really enjoyed making them and letting you guys know about my favorite movies and the ones I like to rewatch. So let's check it out. Okay, the first one is my U, and it's probably my favorite movie. It's one that I could watch every day for the rest of my life and never be tired of it. It's something that makes me think of my grandpa and how much I loved him and how much I miss him. But it makes me laugh. I think it's perfect. I think the music is perfect. I love the voice performances. I think the villain is really clever. I think it's funny. It's just got it all. It's got it all. And it's Up. Pixar's Up is my favorite movie. I love it. It's a movie that really taught me something special. I was telling a friend the other day that I think there are several movies in my life that are basically scripture, that are so important to me and were such an inspiration to me that they are like scripture in my life. And I think that's okay. You know, God is a part of all good things, all light and truth. And if it comes from a movie, if it comes from wherever, that's good. And what I learned from Up is that the way that Ellie is a part of Carl's life and that their love carries him through the whole rest of her life, and the way that he would talk to her and the way that she's an active presence even though she's gone. It just reminded me that like the people I love in my life are still part of my life because of the love that I have for them. And that just meant a lot to me. It was like getting a hug from my grandpa. And I just think it's a perfect movie. I wouldn't change a second of it. That is Up. And I'll show you, when I had my housewarming party, birthday party, I had an Up theme. This was when I bought my townhouse. And you'll see I had a very special cake. And see, I truly mean what I say when I say I love Up. Next up is a really strong film. It's definitely up there my favorite thrillers ever. It's Vertigo. And Vertigo is probably my favorite Alfred Hitchcock movie because it's so clever. I love it's filmed so beautifully. I think Jamie Stewart is so good. It kept me guessing. I still, when I see it, I'm like, for a second, I'm like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? It's just, the music is great. I just think it's a really terrific thriller because it's all basically kind of in his head. And is he crazy or is he not crazy? What's going on? And it's my favorite. Okay, now we're getting to the W's. First W is A Walk in the Clouds. This is a silly movie, I admit it. It's not great. Keanu Reeves isn't perfect, but I really like it. I think it's sweet. It's a sweet little romance. I like the family, her father. I like all the vineyard and the beautiful scenery, and I just think it's kind of a classic sort of romantic movie that I enjoy. I think it's beautiful. What can I say? A guilty pleasure, I guess. Walk in the Clouds. Okay, next I have Walk the Line, which is one of my favorite movies. It would definitely be in my top 20. I love it. I love the relationship of June Carter Cash and Johnny Cash, and that she kind of rescues him, and her whole family kind of rescues him. And I just love the relationship. I think it feels so authentic. It feels so real. I love Reese Witherspoon. I love Joaquin Phoenix. I love the music. I just think they've got such good chemistry together. It's such a great couple, and I love it. I really do. Okay, next, another masterpiece is Wally. And I mean, what do you say hasn't already been said about Wally? I mean, it's just about perfect too. I mean, it would only be a hair down below up, in my opinion. The only reason I would value up a little bit more is because I think it, just because up reminds me more of my grandpa, and that's the only reason. But the amount of emotion that you feel for this little robot and their romance and how beautiful it is, and I think it's amazing how bold it is. It's such a bold movie that kids would be able, that they thought that kids would be entertained by this, and you know what? Kids are entertained by it. It's been amazing as I've watched it with kids, and they love it. They love it. And I think it has a nice message about never giving up on love, you know, that he loves Eva and he's gonna make it happen one way or another. It's just sweet and simple and beautiful, and it's got great music and it looks gorgeous, and I just love it. Okay, next, another great one that I reviewed on this channel is Warrior, and it is one of my favorite sports movies. It's really a movie about family. I hate mixed martial arts and still really like this movie because it's about this family, and I think the relationship between these two brothers and the performances are so good for Tom Hardy and Joel Edgerton and Nick Nolte, and you know that the Nick Nolte character, like, he's trying so hard to change his life, but you can sense that it's all going to fall apart, and you're just kind of waiting for that, and when it does, it's so devastating, and I love it. I think it's a great, great movie. Okay, next we have Watership Down, which is maybe an animated film you might not have seen. I'm going to do a video one of these days of my favorite adult animated films, and this is probably going to be in that video. And this is a brand new Blu-ray. I'm really excited about it. It's a Criterion collection, which they do such a great job, and it just came out last month. And it has this cool little booklet, and it has a ton of special features, and it looks great, and I highly recommend it that you get your Watership Down. It's a political allegory told through rabbits, and from Richard Adams' classic book. And I find politics really interesting, so I think Watership Down is a really, really interesting movie. And it's a really interesting book and a really interesting movie. So there you go. Check it out. Last one is West Side Story. This is a great, every single movie that I've talked about in this Blu-ray is a masterpiece. Like, really. Except for Walk in the Clouds. That's the only one that I wouldn't say is in the masterpiece section. They're all so great. But West Side Story is one of the best musicals ever made. You know, they take the Romeo and Juliet story. The songs are so great by Leonard Bernstein. It's got such personality, and I think all the performances are good. And I think the music is beautiful, and I think that Natalie Wood and Richard Beymer have really good chemistry together. I think they're a believable couple. I think she's probably a little old for the part, to be honest. But I still think it works. And I love Rita Moreno. She's so good. And just the music is so beautiful. It's such a great story. I mean, Romeo and Juliet, it's one of the best stories ever written. And it's got such heart. It's got great dance sequences. If you love dance, it's one of the best as far as that. This is a 50th anniversary Blu-ray, so there's some good special features, and it's definitely, like I said, some of the best music ever written for any Broadway musical ever. So you had Stephen Sondheim doing the lyrics for some of this, and you had Leonard Bernstein, so pretty amazing. And so that is my video for today. Like I said, I have one more video for the end of my Blu-ray collection. But this is a great set. Up, Walk in the Clouds, Walk the Line, Wally, Warrior, Vertigo, Watership Down, and West Side Story. Not too shabby. Let me know if you like any of these movies, and if you don't, put it down in the comments below. Let me know, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.